And of course, I, as a science fiction reader for all these decades, they talked about stuff like this. They had stories about this sort of thing that we're going through right now. Well, howdy, NearlySeniorCitizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this brand new day, Hokie Smokes. This bright spot here where you can see my fingers on it, maybe, depending on how well the video renders. For whatever reason now, my board is now at the bright, proper angle to reflect my monitor perfectly. So thumbs up for that. Yay. It is well, it's not a bright sunny day. It's kind of diffuse outside. It's not going to be, by forecast, too terribly warm today. So, I mean, it's going to be warm. It's summer, but hopefully not too hot. So thumbs up for that. I slept moderately well last night. Another good thing. Definitely a thumbs up on that. Hopefully your day has been good so far. Whatever part of the day it happens to be that you'll be watching this on. Thumbs up for that. And of course, front loading of videos. Hey, if you could toss me a like, that'd be very cool. If you could subscribe to the channel, that'd be awesome. If you could leave me a comment, that would be very, very cool. And of course, I'd like to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons. These literally beautiful and literally awesome people that are literally beautiful and literally awesome, helping to keep me and my pets alive. Greatly appreciated to no end. I cannot remember when I put my hands in the air, so I'm going to take my hands down, hopefully not too early, not too late. But without these people, I and my pets would be hosed like Christmas monkeys, and that's not good. So hopefully things are awesome and will continue to be. If you'd like to become a patron, there are links in the Show More video description. If you'd like to help me out without becoming a patron, there's links to a PayPal. And if you'd like to help me out without any money at all, there's also links to an Amazon wish list. So thumbs up on that, stuff like cat food on it. Hey, front loading of videos over, and again, hopefully I didn't take my hands down too soon or keep them up too long. It's a beautiful day. I have therapy today, so kind of in a rush, and so this thing is going to be posted late, most likely. And going to talk about stuff, and oh boy, because especially everything is now still up in the air with the repairs in the bathroom. The bathroom is like pretty much done. I mean, they can likely take showers in there today if they wanted, and that would be good. The guy that did that repair went and took a look at the ceiling. His first thing was, yeah, we'll have this done and painted. The second thing turned into him at the property management place saying, I gotta fix that. I don't understand it. I don't know the first thing about that. It's got radiant heating, so there's all this big grid of stuff in the ceiling smushed up against some sheetrock. And then there's painted stuff over the top of that, and well, there's a big old hole in the ceiling, and we don't know how it's going to get fixed or when. So the bathroom is just about done, just a little bit left to do, and who knows about the hole in the ceiling. So we don't know how it's going to be repaired. We don't know if it's going to be easy or difficult, if they'll need to repair the entire ceiling, in which case we wouldn't be staying here while they're getting it done. So joy on that. And if they find that there's mold where it's been leaking, then that's even worse, of course, because to treat mold in walls like that, they have to move everybody out, seal everything in plastic, pump the place full of chemicals, and then but even the property management doesn't know what's going on because about a month ago, the owner of the house was going to just show up out of the blue, no announcements. You're supposed to give 48 hours warning before you do a walkthrough. They were on their way to do a walkthrough, letting us know while they were on their way that they were going to do the walkthrough. And then got into town and then found out that their father, who was in the hospital, it's like, come and see them or you may never be able to say goodbye. That was about a month ago. The property management people, haven't heard from them. It's been like radio silence on the owner's side now for this long. So who knows what's happening? We don't know if we're going to be able to live here while they fix things. We don't know if they're going to want to fix things if it gets too expensive. So yeah, the sword of Damocles is still hanging over our heads. Thumbs up for that. But life is life. So today, especially, we don't know if they're going to be coming in and doing stuff, or if it's just going to be another day where they're not. I have anxiety and I don't react to change well. I know why. One of my housemates has horrible anxieties and doesn't react to things like this well at all. So, yeah. Past that though, everything is still I'm existing, the house is existing, my pets are existing. Little Ghost was up and running around this morning, and I picked him up and I let him run around on my lap, and that was a good thing. Definitely a thumbs up on that. So he's still doing well, and of course, I still can't feel his spine underneath the meat. I still can't feel his hips underneath the meat, so he's still at least middle-aged, so he's not going to be kicking off anytime soon, thank goodness. Thumbs up for that. Oh, I hate loss. The hamsters and any of our pets just do not live long enough. But that's okay. I mean, life is life. And then, of course, one of the things I watched a video on where people are still denying climate change and the effects on us. Beef is going to cost a whole lot more and may never cost less again. So if what we pay for beef now may be, instead of, boy, this is the highest I've ever paid, it's now the lowest you will have ever paid going from this point on. All of the places that normally grow cattle, they don't have water to properly water the cattle or their fields. So they're having to bring in the cows early so they don't weigh as much, and they're not going to weigh more, so they get less money for it. So beef is there's going to be less of it, and it's going to be more expensive. And this isn't going to change. They're not going to suddenly have more water. We are having rivers dry up. There are lakes in the US that are drying up, that in about 1 or 2 years, we may have climate change refugees in the USA. I mean, that's already happening because it's bad. It's getting worse, but it's not going to get any better on things like beef. Because if you like to eat meat, there's just not enough water to keep beef alive, cattle, as a food product. And being vegetarian doesn't help because it still takes money to grow everything, and there's not enough water. Because normally, if you don't have enough hay to feed your cattle, you just get hay from outside of your area and you bring it in and you feed your cattle. But now you can't because there's a big drought and nobody has any hay in the area for you to bring in. Well, you could get hay from further out, but then you're paying so much for it in gas that you're losing money there. So yeah, when there's nothing to feed your animals, you got to bring them in early. And that's not going to change. Climate change is here. It is affecting us hard now. This is one of our last good years. And of course, I, as a science fiction reader for all these decades, they talked about stuff like this. They had stories about this sort of thing that we're going through right now. The science wasn't exact. They didn't have the reasons exact. They didn't know exactly why. But I've read stories all the way from the 40s up to the 2000s where it was capitalism, climate change, destroying everything, nothing left afterward. And we are racing right along one of those tracks to go smack face first into the cliff, and I don't know that there's going to be anyone that's going to survive it. And as well, this is something I want to talk about. I was on Twitter, And I mentioned, because I was talking to someone, how I don't have a controller. There are some games I can't play. They're expensive to buy a controller. I mean, a cheap Xbox type controller is like $30. $30 is a week's worth of pain medication. $30 is a week worth of food. I can't just afford to not eat for a week so I can buy a controller. I can't afford to just not have pain control so that I can buy a controller. And so I was talking with someone on Twitter, and they mentioned that they had a Steam controller that they couldn't find the dongle for, but if they could, they'd send it to me. Well, guess what? They found the dongle, and so I've got a Steam controller now. Now, they have been discontinued for years, and there's reasons why. Unfortunately, Steam and Valve, they got the whole, let's make Steam machines and let's make controllers, and they got a bunch of people behind them, and as soon as people were ramping up manufacturing, Valve went, yeah, we're out of that now. So when they brought the Steam machines to market, there was nothing behind them anymore. And these things, wow, really cool. I mean, this is neat. There's only one analog stick, and these controls and buttons back here apparently are so flimsy that they will break. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. I mean, it has some really cool things. There's extra paddles back here for your fingers. And these are soft touch controls. Just putting your thumb on there as you move around, and it's acting as a mouse, which is so irritating when you're playing a game and you happen to keep bumping against that and it says you can't do that. So that's fun. The other bad thing, of course, is you can't charge batteries with it, and it takes batteries. You have to pop this thing off here, and the really weird part about it is where the batteries go. I couldn't figure it out at first. You have to tuck the batteries inside the wing things. And that's pretty bizarre. But it's cool. It's a nice little controller. You can't use it for everything, obviously. This is not going to be a good first-person shooter type controller thing. So that's not going to happen, because you'd have to effectively do this and then try to adjust this thing so it works as a mouse. And for looking and that, so it's cool. It's neat. I'm going to play with it and use it as much as I can for as long as I can, and that's awesome. I'm very appreciative of this person on Twitter. Also, I have I got at least two mechanical drives in my computer. Mechanical drives that are slowly dying. With the controller, there were 4 SSD drives used. I don't know the condition. I don't know what's on them. So I'm going to be, the next time I crack open my computer, which is pretty soon, so I can blow the dust down, I'm just going to replace all the mechanical drives with the SSDs there, format those, and then see how they work. So that'll be good. It'll be nice to have them quick. I remember when mechanical hard drives were all the rage, and they were good things, and now they just don't really make them anymore. Just like they don't have a lot of CD drives in computers anymore. I'm glad I still have my CD read writer in my computer. I don't want to lose that. I'm sad I don't have an AB drive for the 3.5-inch thing. Thumbs up for that. And of course, let me take a look and see what else I have on here, if there is anything else. Oh yes, it's favorite bands and music. It was Jesse Koskinen in comments asked me what was my favorite band or genre. I cannot remember. I don't really have a favorite of anything. The way I look at it is, what I disliked yesterday, I may tolerate today, and I may love tomorrow, and then the day after it will change again. Whatever I say is my favorite is just, hey, this is my favorite today. There are some perennial things I do enjoy. I mean, I still really do like the Beatles, such like that. I wouldn't say it's a favorite, but there's something about a lot of their music I do enjoy and do listen to when I can. I don't seek it out, but then I rarely seek out anything, even things that I enjoy. If it's not delivered to me by fate, and I have to expend energy to do it, excuse me, generally I don't. And that's just a me thing. It doesn't even have any sort of ideological stance other than just, if it takes effort and I have to make it a habit, I probably won't. So let's see if I can remember. Yes, music. I enjoy things, and the things change. So I enjoy music. Like, I've been re-listening to an album I found called Mad About Town by the group Slow Children, released like in 1982. It is new wave, and they use largely acoustic with some synths periodically. Good stuff. I really enjoy that. Would I call it a favorite? No. But I've been listening to it a lot since I rediscovered them. And that's good. But again, wouldn't say it's a favorite. I don't have anything that I really listen to as a favorite today. When I'm doing things like rearranging the shelves back there for my videos, I put on music, the Strafe soundtrack, but I'm not listening to it as, oh boy, it's my favorite kind of music. It's active, it's bouncy, it's really energetic. I like the soundtrack. I don't really know who it is, and it's not something that I would put on as just something to listen to. But while I want to get things done, it's good. I like punk, I like country and western, and when I say I like country and western, I mean I like a few things about country and western, but not really enjoy country and western. Mostly it's older stuff for the things that I like the 60s and 70s things of groups like Statler Brothers with the song Counting Flowers on the Wall. You may have heard that as Muzak, where the people are singing, hey, don't tell me I've got nothing to do because I stay at home and where I'm counting flowers on the wall, I'm smoking cigarettes, I'm playing solitaire with a deck of 51, I'm watching Captain Kangaroo. Don't tell me I've got nothing to do since I stopped seeing you. So it's a sad song written very cheerfully in that, yeah, don't tell me I got nothing. Look at all this stuff, but the stuff is stuff like that. Older songs and people like Roger Miller who did this old King of the Road song. Stuff from the 40s and 50s that my parents played. That I like. Other country and western? Nah. I've gotten into heavy metal and death metal, melodic death metal, all sorts of stuff. I never liked metal growing up. Past 10 years, I've gotten into metal. Do I have any particular group that I like? No. I mean, I do enjoy things like Beast in Black, but that's operatic metal? So I don't know how you describe that, but I also like things like the occasional Cannibal Corpse and the like. So thumbs up. There's punk, but it's mostly older punk because I don't really seek out a lot of things. They have to wander into my sphere of life before I really get into them. So I wish I could say I really have a favorite band or a favorite genre of music, but it's whatever I happen to like today. Our mind is our mind. Our minds are a function of brain. Our brains are changing every day, and that's the way it is with my favorites. I enjoy a lot of stuff, but I may hate it yesterday, tolerate it today, and love it tomorrow. And then next week, it's all just the exact opposite. Thumbs up for that. But I just wanted to mention that as well. Yay! And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. Going to go through and thank however many people have left me comments in the past 24 hours. And if I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended. And even though I can't Americans, oh my God, American Sign Language. Oh, that was hard, and I don't know why, because it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, well, on this side, I, J, K, I know the thing. I don't know why I couldn't do ASL. Anyway, though, I was just irate at myself. We have Jesse Koskinen, thank you very, very much, and good to see you in the comments, my friend. We have JAYY, always good to see you in the comments, and thumbs up. Stephen Blanchard, oh my gosh, Turbo Overkill is so much fun. It is a blast and a half. There is Dead Wolf, son of a gun, and how about that? Good to see you. We have Golfy, thumbs up and thank you. Loco 5. Well, I do have to play Metro 239. I've never read the books, but hopefully the games are like, well, 2030. Hopefully the games are like the books. I know there's more than one book and stuff. Hopefully it's all good. I'm insane. We have Ben B. Always good to see you in the comments. There is Viva Laron. Thumbs up. Ice Damon. Good to see you. And that is it. 9 people who left me comments in the past 24 hours. You get me out of my head and into the world and dealing with real people, if only for a short time and only in text. Thumbs up for that. It is appreciated to no end. And of course, try to get done what you can try to get done. I've just been in survival mode ever since they started this stuff with the ceiling, and with everything still happening and in the air, I'm in survival mode. Do what you can. If you have to go into survival mode to make it through the day, go into survival mode to make it through the day. And speaking of making it through the day and surviving, with the Covfefe bug raging, new variants out there, and deaths starting to spike again, we got, even my housemate is saying, like, why are people going back to this whole make up your mind about mask stuff? It's like, so that you don't die, that's why. Wear your mask if it's appropriate, and it's becoming more appropriate. Take your precautions again. Don't throw your body onto the end-of-life corpse pile before you have to. Hokey smokes. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is a very good thing.